Let's hear what the front three have to say.
All the time,
Flawless when you do this. Let's
go.
Okay, welcome to the Front Three's Debate Room series with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, and the prodigy himself, AJ.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are live.
For the first time since we started the series.
Look, you guys know what my take is on social media, so to find me here, it's only football that could bring me here.
Only football.
True.
Face to the voice.
There you go. AJ, what do the people need to do?
Before we go anywhere, I need every single one of you to subscribe, to comment, and to like the video. Like it now, because it's going to be a banging episode. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool.
Follow the thing.
That's it. All right, so without further ado, this video podcast series, we're going to tackle some of football's greatest debates. And today's one, we're going to do in the form of something we call start, bench, or sell. So our three candidates are Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, and Paul Scholes. So, fellas, who would you start, who would you sell, and who would you bench?
Right, before we go anywhere, obviously the front three became front two for a while because I was away. So I just want to shout you two out for holding down the fort. Honestly, these guys have been doing amazing work behind the scenes. So I appreciate you all, you both. And for everyone who's been tuning in as well, we're back as a front three.
We're back.
The Trinity is back. Let's go.
That's it.
You can go first, coach.
Oh, that's...
You're a coach, so you know.
Well, I think first of all, let's sort of like discuss their credentials before we pick when you guys agree.
Okay, cool.
You guys agree.
Cool.
I think out of respect, let's perhaps start with the oldest out of the three, innit?
Scholes.
Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
I mean, and you hear rumours, right, of people saying, or sometimes you see these things on social media, but I've seen it come, the same sort of like script or apparently something that someone has said come from two different places. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
Which is someone asked Zinedine Zidane who how does it feel to be the best player? Then he goes, I don't know, ask for Scholes. But then I have the same thing for Xavi.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
So you know it's
unless
a lie.
I see Zidane himself.
You don't think it's a lie?
I don't think so.
You think it's true?
I think it's true.
You know what? Before, I it's not that I didn't care, but it meant nothing to me regardless, right?
Yeah.
Till I saw they said Xavi said the same thing. Then it was like, no, that's nonsense. Like the same thing said by two people.
But Xavi, he said that Paul Scholes, when he played, was the best midfielder he played against.
And then you've heard, you know...
Can I just ask a question? Did Xavi ever play against Steven Gerrard?
Not many times, not that I remember.
They did play Liverpool a few times in Champions League. I think Liverpool won all of those times anyway.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool did win.
So you're trying to say that's the reason why?
And wait. And how many times when Xavi's Barcelona faced Paul Scholes in United did...
True, they won twice against Man United, so maybe.
I rest my case.
No, but there's a story that...
I rest the case. The case is rested. Thank you.
One of the Barcelona coaches got Ronaldinho, Xavi, Iniesta and Messi to all watch a video of Paul Scholes playing.
I've seen these things. Like, you read them on social media. I don't know how much...
But it's come from someone's book. I think Xavi's book.
Is that right?
it?
Yeah, so...
Well, for me personally, until I see Zidane with my own naked eyes saying, look...
Yeah. Now, I think those ones are made up. But you know...
The Xavi one, maybe.
No, but look at Tony Cruz said, out of the three, Scholes. Deco, Scholes. Bruno Fernandes, Scholes.
What, best midfielders
out of those three? Yeah.
Who said that? Name the three people again.
Tony Cruz.
Okay.
Deco.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes.
Do you know why?
Why they play on the continent?
Because out of Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes, Scholes won't take their place.
Fact. I was literally thinking. I was literally thinking.
Scholes is the only one that won't take their place.
I was thinking, what's a common denominator between these two?
Maybe we're not picking Scholes first, but the point I was trying to make, I think I get why those people are attracted to Paul Scholes, because you can see, like, I don't want to say talent, because I don't want people to think that maybe I'm saying Gerrard and Lampard don't have talent, but in the way of sort of like how he's able to, take the ball at his feet and pass it and move, you know, it's quite similar to how the Spanish like football to be played.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. And it's akin to sort of like how Xavi and these guys get along on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, and you can't take nothing away from him. Right? He's been a brilliant player. He's
Won 11 league titles with Man United.
It's hard to argue those stats.
It's hard to argue those stats. Facts, 100%.
Yeah.
However, the teams he was playing in were unreal. You had superstars in them teams. Let's call a spade a spade. You had superstars in them Man United teams. Mm-hmm. Of course, what you're saying makes sense. He had the little intricacies with the way he moves the ball, the short passing, the flicks around the corner, the eye, and how the Spanish love to play their football. Fine. So we got to give him credit. We can never discredit Paul Scholes as a front three. We never will. Mm-hmm. However, when it comes into the category where you got Frank Lampard in there, Chelsea's highest scoring player, and then you have Steven Gerrard, Liverpool's Steven Gerrard is Liverpool. Yeah. Liverpool is Steven Gerrard.
Not now, boy. Not now. Now it's Dragon, bro.
Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson.
Oh, Gavin. Whoa.
Jordan, you know.
No, I'm not disrespecting him.
And James Milner, bro.
It's Alex Ferguson who disrespected Jordan Henderson in his book. And that's on paper. That's there forever. However, I'm saying Steven Gerrard in Liverpool, Liverpool is Steven Gerrard. There is, you cannot, where he took them from and to different. Coming on stage, 17-year-old, playing right back, then being converted into centre mid, running centre mid by himself, taking them to Champions League finals and winning, coming from 3-0. Yo, gotta put some respect on Gerrard's name. And then you get, as he used to call him, Fat Frank, goal scorer, different type of goals, great passing range, leader, warrior, part of that core Chelsea team that won so many things. It's a hard one. It's weird
because I think out of those three, right, if you're asking sort of like the general question to sort of like football lovers, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels to me most people will pick Lampard as the least favourite or something like that.
Do you think in this debate, we will sell him?
Say it again?
So in this debate, we will sell him then?
We sell who?
Maybe you sell him.
No, I'm just saying.
Maybe you sell him.
I'm saying, I feel like a lot of people they will think Lampard is the least out of those three. But you know what? Yeah.
Do you think so? I think it's the other way around. I think people would say Gerrard's the least out of the other three.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know where I don't know where I got this idea from, but for a long time
I think more people say either Gerrard or Scholes rather than Lampard.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I've been corrected because I always felt like I don't know because you know when they talk about talent and so like these even kinds of stuff.
Henri said Scholes as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah.
What, as a best midfielder?
Yeah, out of those three.
There's a.
When did they ask Henri this question?
No, Monday Night Football with Carragher and Neville.
Really?
Yeah, he said Scholes.
Fair enough. But you know why though?
But maybe that's the type of play.
Arsenal,
it was
Liverpool were dead.
Fam. And also maybe he based that decision of the type of midfielder he would have wanted to play behind him.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Because when you phrase it like that, it makes sense.
And you know the problem is, right?
Yeah.
These people, they don't make it clear as to why. Or there needs to be a big distinction. So when we come here, we don't decide for them. Like, I'm having to make up all these excuses that maybe, why am I having to do this? That was their responsibility. So we didn't have to, make up things here. But unfortunately, we have to. And my point I was trying to make anyway was Lampard, his numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
Bro.
Lampard's numbers are crazy. Mm-hmm. I've always thought this, right? If Lampard wasn't English, he would have won multiple Ballon d'Ors.
You think so?
Multiple. There's no midfielder in the positions that Lampard.
That scored that many goals.
That many goals.
Nah, yeah, it's
not
true.
In Europe.
And I think he's come like runner up to the Ballon d'Or maybe once or twice. I think
none more than twice.
But do you think we underrate goal scoring for midfielders? Because I feel like if a midfielder scoring that many goals, why isn't he up for more Ballon d'Ors?
I'm telling you, the only thing.
Yeah, I think so.
This is why I think I had these thing in my mind that Lampard will be regarded as the least of all of them. Because how has the guy scored that many goals from central midfield, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, these days, who even scores that many goals from central midfield?
No, you can.
Strikers don't even get those goals. Strikers don't get those goals.
I'm telling you, and strikers at big clubs as well. We said that for free.
And we start throwing these labels world class to these bang average strikers.
Yo,
it's crazy.
Frank.
Honestly, as I got older, right, I just gave. I don't know, something changed me. Like I gave Frank Lampard so much respect. Frank Lampard is a different breed, man. I'm a big fan of his, bro. Not to say I'm not a big fan of Scholes because we've already covered him. I'm a big fan as well. And Scholes, I feel like he's the player, right, behind the player that sets up the goal. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the type of player he is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And his goal scoring stats don't match up to Lampard. His assists won't match up to let's say Stevie G and those lot like that.
I wouldn't.
But do you think, I was thinking about this as you were talking. Do you think if Scholes had more of a Lampard personality or a Gerrard personality, we'd be speaking about him a bit different? Because many say on the pitch was quiet. You know, you never heard about him in a press. Do you know what I mean? But everyone, and this is why I was thinking about why some of these players would have said he's the best midfielder.
Yeah.
You'd have to have seen him on the pitch or played with him, against him or with him to know how good he really was. Do you know what I mean? Some players, they're good, and because of their personality and they have that X factor, if you want to call it that, it takes them to another level in our thinking of how much we rate them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like with Scholes, because he was quite, you know, he wasn't really outspoken, he was just a quiet guy, you know, came on the pitch on his ting, you know what I'm saying? And then I look at Gerrard and Lampard, you know, Lampard, goal scorer, you know, he'd score goals, run into the crowd, you know, he was like,
he was scoring goals.
he was scoring goals, but he had something about him.
And he was in the newspapers as well and stuff like that.
True. And then you know what I mean? And then Gerrard,
he's Liverpool, like you said.
He's Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I don't know, sometimes maybe I feel like that counts against Scholes. For me personally though, when we had a conversation on one of our podcasts and we said, you know,
the unreleased podcast that may or may not ever see the light of day.
But this will take place.
We changed the question. The question was, who do we rate more out of the three?
Yeah.
And I said Gerrard.
Yeah.
And now we're asking,
who would you start?
Who would you start? Who would you bench? And who would you sell?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've sort of like more or less covered those two, Stevie and not Stevie, Frank and Scholesy.
Let's look at Stevie G.
Should we look at Stevie?
What can we say? Go on.
Stevie G, Steven Gerrard. Listen, what a player, you know, burst on when he was 17 at a right back.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you saw him playing right back. He had no fist, crunching tackles, distribution was unreal. Got moved into centre mid and it's like his game went on to another level. And he was dragging Liverpool through year in and year out. When Liverpool had crap players, Steven Gerrard was a shining light in that team. And I think that's why people respect him so much, because irrespective of who he had around him, he still managed to pull Liverpool through into finals, to championships. I mean, we just look at the FA Cup final against West Ham.
Yeah.
He just had cramp. Man gets up, hits a 35-yarder, zoom, wins it. Do you know what I mean? Moments like that, for me, I will always remember. Defining moments. And that's why when I look at Scholesy, I'm just like, can I really pick out a definitive moment from Scholes and be like, yo.
But is that unfair because of the level of players he was playing with?
What do you mean playing with?
And that's why I say with Scholes, I feel like there's a cloud or a bubble around him. In fact, that he had so many good players around him.
Yeah.
Even if he done something amazing, you wouldn't sit because
there's Ronaldo, there's Rooney.
Yeah, and Van Nistelrooy, there's Bex.
I
Do you know what I mean?
don't agree.
So because he played in a greater team, might have been his detriment. You know, maybe he needed to be a big fish in a small pond. You hear that saying. But for me, Gerrard, whatever pond you put him in, he's gonna shine. He's a man for the big occasion. He's got everything: distribution, tackling, athlete, finishing, through ball. What does he not have? And then the few years where him and Fernando Torres, bro,
one of the best Premier League combinations.
Name a better 10 in them times.
Yeah.
Them two, it was telepathic. And he was still doing bits there for Liverpool. And then even when he was towards the end where Suarez and all them came in, he was still there. He was still the mainstay in that Liverpool team. So for me, Gerrard's different gravy.
I think.
But in this context of, you know, who would I start, bench, and who would I sell, it's different to what I said on the pod that might not be released.
Ooh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on, coach.
Okay. Let's try and. So in the coaching world, right? There's like 4 spheres of like how you judge players and stuff, right?
UEFA B.
Let's look at
UEFA B coach.
Those are like the psychological aspect, the physical aspect, the technical and tactical, and the social aspect. Yeah. If we were to rate these individual players out of 10
on them parameters,
should we start? Let's go.
Okay.
So let's start with
the first one.
So you got psychological.
Yeah, psychological.
Right?
Yeah.
You got physical.
Yeah.
You've got the tactical and technical, and you've got social. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So captaincy or leadership might fall under social in how they're able to communicate and be verbal. Right.
Yeah.
But then again, it could perhaps you think of it. Not every captain is vocal. Like you take Lionel Messi, right? He's not vocal,
but his feet and what he does on the pitch.
Yeah.
And there's some that psychologically they like strong, like you think of what's his name, Roy Keane and stuff like that.
Okay.
So think along those lines.
Okay.
In sort of like grading them.
Then this one is very simple, Sha. Please.
So let's start with Lampard.
Lampard.
Yeah? What would you say for his psychological out of 10? Of course, the 10 year. You for psychologically, you was like That was it.
Psychologically, Lampard was unreal, bro. Penalties in big games, he'd bag them in. No sweat. Shots from distance, he'd still do it. He'd still take risks. He'd score important goals. You got to be psychologically, mentally strong to want to still bust 60 yards to get in the box and to score.
But guys, we can't give any of these guys 10, right? Because for England, what did they do? So think about it.
So we're including
the highest level international football.
All three of them on the English level, they're 0 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Only if. And I think this is the part where I thought if this goal was given, Lampard would have surpassed these two. Was a disallowed goal against Germany. If that goal went in, Lampard, forget it. These men wouldn't come here.
Why would that goal make such a big difference?
Because
England would have gone through,
and I think they would have gone on to do bits.
England.
I'm being serious, bro.
Who did they have in goal in that tournament again, bro?
Was it Paul Robinson?
Heskey up front.
Bro, wait, do not disrespect Emo Heskey.
You're rude.
Emo Heskey.
This is why the football gods, this is why the football gods make sure that goal didn't stand.
Emo Heskey. Oh, you know,
Emil, we don't know you like that.
Emo Heskey was a banging striker.
Football. This is not personal.
No, you're actually gonna disrespect Emo.
Bro, Emil was okay, bro.
The Liverpool Emo Heskey. The one who scored and he beat it. You're playing it now.
The thing though, like England are like sometimes they set such low standards. Like again, not to aim at anyone. Yeah, like bro, Bonlaho at one point was an England international. You know what I mean? So, and that's not.
Hey, listen. There were England. One day we'll cover England internationally.
Yeah, both three were shocking internationally. And I think. Not individually, because I think it's more as a collective.
But do you think that was down to the managers? So
forget that.
Look, there was a point in time where they said Gerrard and Lampard can't play together, blah, blah. Look, if the manager gets it right, they can play together. But also, it's down to the players as well. You know, you're put together, assembled, you train week in, week out. Obviously, international is a bit shorter. But you must be able to form some patterns and know how to work with each other. I think individually they both had, well, especially from what I remember anyway, for Lamps and Gerrard, they both had great moments in games, you know, where you saw the leadership, you saw the tactical, you saw the cool. But then there were sometimes we didn't see the best of them at all. And, you know, we were scratching our heads when they come back from international duty, like, why are they not doing what they're doing at club level on the international stage? So I guess there's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
I was saying that, I was thinking now, you've seen those days, right? They had David Beckham as the captain, right? He was the captain of the national team. And David Beckham needed to play. But David Beckham was a right-sided midfielder that was like a right-sided midfielder.
Central midfielder,
like, You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I meant like he.
Yeah.
You see now they got wingers.
Yeah. He was a right-sided midfielder.
He was like a right midfield.
Touch, whip.
But so he was someone that would get down the byline and cross the ball.
Well, I mean, they will, but he didn't have the flair like a winger. Like
as he grew older, he was more.
And so I think that's why it got to a point where they were playing like Scholes on the left, then Gerrard and Lampard through the middle. But then look,
see that in itself.
But why didn't they ever change formation?
When you think about that in itself is terrible. Yeah. Scholes on the left. Who is he gonna run past? He had no Joe Cole. Do you know what I'm saying? So there already, that's why I'm saying partly to blame on the managers. The setup has got to be right. You got to be still trying to bang 4-4-2. Like, and you got these type of midfielders on your hands.
I'm telling you, they had to. I think that's the biggest failure of like the.
It wasn't even and do you know what? It wasn't even a diamond 4-4-2.
It was like
a flat four. Or at least that's what they projected onto watching. And it was a shame because you feel like any national team, right, had those players of that quality, they would have achieved immense things in national 100%. Football. And Spain showed that with Busquets, like Xavi and Iniesta. And you know, I was just thinking now, this is why like we need to chill when like Scholes and you know he's the best, bro. Xavi, not Xavi, Iniesta. Mm-hmm. You stick him anywhere, Iniesta will ball. Iniesta will ball. You know what I mean? So the standards are different.
But then when you look at Scholes'
but you wouldn't play Xavi on the left though.
You never play Xavi on the left.
And but Xavi's more like on the left. Scholes.
You think?
Yeah. 100%.
Why would you say that? Why?
Because he's more deep. Well, at least later on in his career, Scholes is more deep lying than box to box.
Yeah, but you're saying later on in his career though.
Yeah.
Right. Look, I don't think Iniesta's natural position is out on the left. But I'm saying,
because I think he has the attributes. In the middle,
he had to do a job there, and he's still banged.
And I was going to say,
you know what I mean?
That's simply because Iniesta had more about him.
Yeah,
more about him.
But see, Iniesta wasn't a vocal individual. You get what I mean? We were speaking about how perhaps Scholes, we don't, revert him as much as those other two because maybe he was a bit like
quiet
into himself and reserved and stuff like that. I think Iniesta was like he came on the pitch, done his job, came off, and that was just it. There's players like that. I think in the end, right, Lampard and Gerrard showed bigger moments than Paul Scholes did.
Defining moments.
But then,
and I don't feel like Paul Scholes is a match winner.
But they never put Scholes in the middle, though.
What's that?
They never put Scholes in the middle. They always left him on the left.
I think coach is talking in general. We're talking in general now, away from the air. So I'd just like to say, I'd sell Paul Scholes.
So have we agreed then as a front three that we're selling Paul Scholes?
You have to. because if we're talking about match winners, Lampard and Gerrard are two of the greatest match winners we've seen in football.
Look, okay, so in sort of like rounding up all my nonsense here, this is how I look at it, right? If you need someone to create a goal, you call him Paul Scholes.
No chance. Lampard
if you need someone to score a goal, you call him Frank Lampard. If you need someone to win
the game, Gerrard.
Exactly. So Scholes, I'm selling him.
That's it for me. I don't know if that's the question, right?
Personally,
it doesn't.
Personally, I'm selling Paul Scholes because I believe the other two can create. And we've seen them create. Gerrard creating when he was up front with Torres. Plain to see. Drogba, Lampard.
Yeah.
Lampard was creating. So for me personally, I'd sell Paul Scholes. And
Paul Scholes won. He's won everything.
11 titles.
Guys,
he's won everything.
But would you call him a match winner?
Well, I mean, I think I've made that clear. I don't think out of the three he was like a match winner.
So if right now you're a manager,
you're a coach, you can either start, bench, or sell one of the players. Which one are you selling?
I think I made it clear, right? Stevie G's got to start for me.
So
Stevie G got to start.
He's starting in my.
Do you think? Now, so we agree we'd sell Scholes.
I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for me,
who do we bench? Who do we start?
Exactly.
Lampard or
now
Gerrard?
it becomes techie.
Yeah.
Because
I'm settled. If I'm starting G, then
you're starting G. Lampard on the bench.
So you know who's on the bench.
Wow. For me, because of what Lampard's the scoring ability he had, it's not as black and white for me.
It depends who you got playing up front, innit? You don't know who my striker is. You see what I mean?
True.
Because I know who my striker is.
Wait. See, but it's let's phrase it as irrespective of who's playing up front.
Stevie
G.
Like you've just said it right. He did it with garbage in front of him. So it don't matter. You know what I mean? So,
but think about it this way:
Lamps on the
which
bench,
midfielder has had a bigger impact on their team in European football in the last 10 years compared to Gerrard?
You won't say none. You won't say any of them.
You can't.
We can say like strikers or forwards like Messi and Ronaldo, but if we're talking midfielders,
right? You know, I think
that's a hard one though. That's a hard question to answer.
Do you know what's crazy? Because was it last week? Right? I don't know. In our group chat, someone put out like UEFA's like team of the whatever,
and he went there.
And they had Stevie G in there. They had Stevie G in that.
Lampard went in there. Yeah.
None of those guys were in there. Then my question was, on what basis did they pick that? Right? And it's just solely his impact in the Champions League with Liverpool teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a lot of disagreement with a lot of the players they picked in there because. I thought it was a 10-year-old that picked that team.
We will debate that one day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Stevie G. And look, one thing as well that settled it for me, right, is this. Their post-playing careers, right? Stevie G and Frank Lampard are better managers than Paul Scholes is a pundit.
He's a terrible pundit. I was gonna mention it earlier, but I was gonna say at the end of he's a terrible pundit.
So and
you see his personality. You see his personality as a pundit. I think that's how he was when he was playing. He's just like,
bro, now it looks like we're getting personal.
Yeah,
but if someone's terrible at something, I'm gonna tell you he's terrible.
I haven't even said what I'm thinking that will be a bit personal. No, nothing personal at all. It's all laugh and banter.
Yeah.
But Paul Scholes looked like that weird uncle, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He looked like a weird uncle. No, you don't think?
Wow, we're going there. Wow.
I don't know, man.
He hates Paul Scholes. He hates Paul Scholes.
Nah, man, I don't. I'm a big fan of them. But, you know, when your hands are tied, you go sell, you go start and bench
someone.
Unfortunately, you go make a decision, innit? And coaches got to be swift and throat cut, bro.
That's it. So, AJ, who you starting then?
In my mind, I'm just...
Who's on that team sheet? UEFA Champions League
Just
final.
trying to decide between who started Lampard and...
Yeah. Paul Scholes, even before we entered this room, Paul Scholes was already out of the equation. I was just going to let you lot talk.
He hates Scholes.
No, not even. Not at all. I think he's done his thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a tough one. Because I've seen both Gerrard and Lampard control games. You know, both their passing ranges are similar. You want to say, you know, if one's better than the other, it's by a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? They can both tackle.
But I don't think Lampard
can tackle as well as
that controls
Gerrard.
games. He's not a game dictator.
No, Scholes and Gerrard, I would say.
But then I've seen Lampard,
But see, there's the thing, right? What Lampard brings, Scholes can't. But Stevie G can bring both.
He can bring
I'm
everything.
starting Steven Gerrard. I have to. I just thought about that.
There we go. It just feels like that. It's weird, isn't it? Like it's one of these ones when you ask players that they've played with, they all tend to sort of like tilt towards the players that they've played with and stuff like John Terry, my pick, Frank Lampard.
I don't like stuff like that.
Thing.
Yeah, Ferdinand and Rooney both picked Scholes.
Of course.
You see that, with Ronaldo and
still
Messi.
brethren.
Now,
Of course, yeah.
You ask Marcelo who's the best player.
Of course
you
he's
say
going to say
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah.
You ask Xavi or one of them
course
who's,
he-
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, Messi.
Yeah.
So
We've got to disregard that.
Yeah.
We are the real judges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
nah.
Because we've never played with
Exactly, we're neutral. We're completely
Start
neutral.
Gerrard, bench Lamps. Because I know when I need to bring Lampard on, he'll score. You know what I'm saying? So,
Settled, exactly. You
Settled,
need
he'll
someone
score.
to score.
yeah.
Lamps.
There you go. So the so the debate is settled, guys. So we'll start Gerrard, we'll bench Lampard, and we'll sell
Is that the same for you then, yeah?
Paul Scholes. Absolutely.
If anyone's got any grievances, you know that comment box?
That's it.
comment,
Drop in the
Comment.
comment
Let's
box.
know.
And give me wait, Christmas period. So give me 7 to 14 working days to
Come
get back
with your
to you.
receipts.
You know what I'm
Come with
saying?
your receipts for
That's it.
Scholes.
That's it.
And maybe we'll do a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? We might buy him back from where we probably sold him
That's
to.
it. Yeah.
Sold them to Villa to put balls through for a bungalow.
Oh gosh. All right. So that does it for the first episode of our debate room series. We'll be back next time with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, and of course the prodigy himself, AJ.
Sign out.
Let's hear what the front three have to say about this.
There's only 3 wise men we'll listen to. There's only 3 wise men we'll listen to. It's the front three, no, it's the front three. There's only 3 wise men we'll listen to. They can predict tips and all things good. They can predict